I had a request to show how I use Trust in my eyebrows, and so I'm going to do that right now. I like to start with a brow freeze or gel of some kind. This e.l.f. one is a perfect dupe for the Anastasia Brow Freeze. It is cheaper, and you know what else I've noticed? So the Brow Freeze is notorious for getting like bacteria and mildew in it. I'm sure everything does. Like everything does to a certain degree. However, mine will get cloudy really quickly and I'll have to toss them. And this one hasn't yet, which I'm really quite surprised. So anyway, it's a lot cheaper and it works just as good. And so I would say it's a keeper. So I just kind of brush them up into the position that I want to go. And then I'm going to take the angled in and I tap it into Trust. And anywhere that I see a gap, I'm just going to fill it in and make a little hair stroke. This to me is so much more precise because it's so thin than using a pencil. I'm kicking myself for not using this sooner because it's quite literally one of my favorite products for the brows I've ever used. Okay, so this brow is done and then here's undone. So it's just a little bit more lifted. Obviously the tail's a little bit longer. It comes in just a little bit more polished. I have fuller brows, but this is perfectly acceptable for sparse brows as well. Sorry if I was out of screen or out of the whatever. Hi, honey bunny.
Hi, can I have one of those cake rolls?
A cake roll?
Yeah.
Maybe after dinner. You think you should? Let's go for that super clean beauty look today. Fun. Okay. So I am going to use just a little bit of the illuminating veil. Just because part of that look is very glowy, pretty skin. Oop, dropped it. And see how it shimmers? And I'm just gonna like pat it onto my face. Mostly in this area. Okay. So it's just kind of like on the skin, directly on skincare, but it's just giving that glow that's really pretty. It's a little glittery. That's kind of why I prefer it underneath makeup, but I think it's going to be so gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the shape brush, which is on sale. The reason I like the shape brush is it gives you like this light to medium coverage. And I'm just tapping it into the color. And I'm kind of buffing it into the skin. Really. These dogs are going crazy. Do you see how the difference between up here and here? It's just like blurring the skin and giving just enough color. Okay, so I'm tapping it in, kind of mixing between that one and my darker color. And you can see how pretty it is. It just is like a real life filter, but it's not too matte. Now I'm gonna go in where you see it's kind of blue with my mango. And just putting it right there. But I'm not gonna go up right underneath the eyes with any of my other makeup. You see? Here's the difference. Look at that. So smooth. I have it down on here, but like you can just see how this side looks filtered. Now to this side. And having that illuminator underneath, I think just gives you an added glow. Definitely not necessary. You're still gonna get a beautiful finish on its own. But adding a little at a time is really the way to go. I prefer this method as opposed to like using your finger because I think you tend to get too much product that way. Like using your finger to dot it on, I mean, not like in this instance. Ew, I have eye booger. So gross. Okay. Just like that. And get here too. Okay. Really, really pretty skin. Okay. So if you're in a hurry and you don't want to like have a ton of products, like say you're just taking this with you to go, you can use your main highlight as your eyelid primer. Just go in very lightly. You don't want any of the product to sit. You're just like, you want it to feel dry. We're just kind of going over those veins. And to make sure you don't have too much, just tap over. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my eyeshadow brush and I'm going to, so my bronzer was getting like a little film on it, so I just kind of wiped off the top and oh my gosh, I wish I would have done it a couple days ago. It's like brand new. So I'm just gonna kind of buff my bronzer onto my lid, and I do the same technique that I do with eyeshadow where I start at the outer edge and then I blur in. Now I'll go into my bronzer and glow illuminator together. Oh my gosh, it's just coming out so much better. So if you're struggling with your bronzer not coming out, try just like scraping off the top. So just kind of buffing this into the perimeter of my face and making sure that I am hitting the high points where the sun would naturally hit me. Okay, so pretty, right? I'm gonna imagine you said, yeah, right. It's like, I don't know why I was like, right? Because you can't answer me back. Now I'm gonna go in with my contour. Okay, so now I've gone in with my contour there, and I'm just adding contour, which is a cooler color than your warm bronzer. And with your contour, you just kind of leave it a little bit harsh because the body heat will like warm it up and soften it. So just kind of tap it on like that. Pretty. And then when I'm in a hurry, so I put my balm on my lips already, but when I'm in a hurry, I just use this same brush and kind of give me the shadow there. And right here.
They all said that their parents said yes.
Okay, and then I just do a nose, like a quicker nose contour because I'm just in a hurry. So same brush, just like this. Bronzer.
Y'all can come in.
Okay. Going back with this one, just gonna dab. I didn't wet my beauty blender, so this is gonna take place of my beauty blending. Hey girls.
Hi.
Now I'm just gonna make sure everything is married together. That's it. So that's your like main foundation. And then you just go in with all of your colors. Also, I have some super exciting news. Ibiza, which is like one of my most favorite colors, is now going to be a permanent like lip color. It's not seasonal. So I'm so excited about it. It's so pretty. It's like a mauve pink. And I think I'm going to mix this with pink lemonade on the cheeks. So I'm going in with Smoking Room. This needs to be sharpened. It's like scraping. And I'm lightly giving my lips in definition. But I don't want a harsh line. So you do it after. So pretty. Okay. Cheeks. Okay, so pink lemonade. And then go over with Ibiza, which is like kind of like ballerina, but less beige. More mauve, but super dusty, like a dusty rose almost. But it is gorge. Same brush I've been using. Just tapping in for that like super natural flush. But very soft and springy. Setting spray. A little setting powder. Same brush. Lightly. Some mascara, and you guys, this is like the easiest. The kids are screaming up there or singing. Just a light coat on my stubby nubbies. So fresh-faced, and youthful. show you in the mirror. I mean, in the window. So to me, this is what, or why Saint is set apart, because this foundation is so good on its own. That was something that you couldn't do with double wear. That was something that you really, in my opinion, you can't do with a BB cream. They're too full coverage. And because of that, I feel like they're only good if you're going all out with your eyes, all out with everything. To have a makeup that can go clean beauty and full glam is really hard. It's really kind of unheard of. And I can do that with Saint. And so that's what I love about it. I really don't sacrifice anything depending on the look that I'm going for. I feel extremely confident. I don't feel like I'm schlepping it. I feel like I've just adopted a new look.